If you have ever looked in the mirror and thought, why do I still look like a kid? I've been there. For years, my face just wouldn't mature, and I would always use to blame my genetics, even though it wasn't genetics. It was only three things that almost no one talks about. The moment I started doing these 3 steps, I finally looked older and more attractive. Even girls started to treat me completely differently. In this video, I will show you what these 3 steps are that pulled me out of that stuck since puberty phase. Stay to the end of this video, because at the end I will show you the most common mistake that I see guys do that hinders them from fixing their face. Let's start with step number 1, which is the reason 99% of guys never glow up, and that is having an underdeveloped maxilla. So now you might be asking, but what is our maxilla? So if you take a look at the screen, our maxilla is basically just our upper jawline, which we have right behind like our teeth up here. And basically when our maxilla hasn't been developed properly, your jawline will literally start to go inwards. So you start having this recessed looking jawline instead of having it pushed forward, which gives you such a more attractive length on your jawline. You can clearly see that on my before picture when just before I started doing the exercise that I'm going to show you in a minute. I literally only had a length of 160 on my jawline, and I had a negative tilt on like 25 degrees. But on the right side, when I have done this for like I think 5 months consistently, I have now pushed my jawline forward to being 186, and now it's only minus 12 degrees. So this is such a huge improvement. Think about how big of a difference just small millimeters do. This is a good example of it. So basically the bad traits that you will have if you haven't been developed your maxilla properly, it's the following. So first of all, you will have a crooked nose or teeth. That is usually the common signs of it, because if you take a look at the palate here, if you have a narrow palate, it's shaped like a V basically, instead of shaping like a U shape. That's when your teeth will in most cases starts to get all crooked and fucked up, because exactly our palate is so narrow. However, when your palate becomes wider, your teeth will also be pushed outwards. So basically a quick sign that you can kind of see if you have a recessed looking jawline or palate is that if your smile is very narrow or if it's very wide. If you have a very wide smile like I have, it's a sign that you have a wider palate. But if you have more like a small smile, you will actually have a more narrow palate. The second bad trait that you can have is something called a recessed jawline. Basically it will make your face longer, because of course if your jawline starts to drop downwards, it will also make your face more longer. If we take a look at this picture over here, you can clearly see that this face is way more longer than this one, which is more masculine and more wider, the face. And that is because you can see the jawline here, right? It goes downwards instead of going forwards, and that is why your face starts to look all fucked up. You can clearly see on my before picture here, my face is so oblong, I think it's called. Like, look at how long my face is, and I have no width on my jawline, comparing it to the other side here where I've completely fixed this trait. And that is basically just what you need to do. You just need to push forward your maxilla. But that's the hard part, right? Because how exactly do we do this? And that is exactly what I'm going to teach you now, because it's something called hard mewing. So basically, you have probably heard about mewing a lot, where you take the tip of your tongue up against the hard palate, which is basically the roof of your mouth right behind your teeth. Not on your teeth, but on the roof of your mouth right behind it. Then what you simply just want to do is apply pressure with the tip of your tongue up against the hard palate, where you think about pushing upwards and then forwards afterwards with your tongue. Then what you want to do from here is simply just swallow, so your tongue goes all the way up against the whole entire palate that you have, and that is the exact tongue posture that you want to have throughout the entire day. But that's just the basic mewing. That's what you need to do to not fuck up your jawline. But if you need to push forward your jawline, we need way more resistance than just doing basic mewing. And that is where hard mewing comes in. So hard mewing is basically just where you have the same position with your tongue. Now you just think about applying as much pressure as possible with your tongue upwards and then forwards. Because the thing is, our tongue can apply pressure up to 600 grams of force. So if you just do it consistently throughout the day, 24/7, literally even while you're sleeping, you will literally start to get forward growth. So this is exactly how you want to do it. Take your tongue up against the hard palate. Then use your lower jaw, basically your mandible, to push upwards to apply pressure while resisting downwards with the roof of your mouth. Like this. From here, you simply just want to swallow. And now you're good to go. Now you just need to apply as much pressure as possible with your tongue. You will feel a strong burn on the roof of your mouth and your tongue if you're doing it correctly. But it's still pretty difficult to get the form down, even though I've just explained it. So if you want me to personally review you doing like the exercise so you can save so much time and energy, then go have a look at the top link of the description. It's my program. My students inside have already seen great results, so why shouldn't it also be you? Let's go to step number 2, which is the reason why 99% of girls don't want to touch or even see your face. And that is having a fat face, so basically being fat, or having a bloated face. Because if you're overweight, then the advice is pretty simple, right? Just drop body weight percentages. But I'm talking about the more advanced stuff, because you are probably kind of lean actually. You're probably in the like 12-13% body fat, maybe even lower. But still, your face kind of looks puffy. It looks like you still have some fat around your cheeks. And let me tell you exactly how to get rid of this naturally. So basically the reason why you don't have the hollow cheeks, as you can see that I have on the right side picture here, is simply just because I learned on how to do something called debloating. It's basically just where you wash out all the fluids that you have in your face, because it's actually not fat if you are around like 10-13% body fat. That's not like fat which is the problem anymore. Now it's just because you have a lot of water weight in your face that you just need to get rid of. You can clearly see on the left side picture, like if you saw a picture of my physique, like I would probably put it up on the screen, you would think, damn, this guy is actually really fucking lean. But for some reason, my face was still really puffy. Like you can see my puffy cheeks. I don't have any signs of like good bone structure or bone mass or any signs of hollow cheeks, right? But however, on the right side picture, all of a sudden, just because I lost more water weight, it looks like I have gotten more bone mass, and it looks like I'm just more masculine in general, and I have the hollow cheeks, literally just because I learned on how to debloat. So here's the exact step-by-step guide on how to do it. So the most common mistake that I see is that people they haven't learned on how to balance sodium and potassium. So if you take a look at this picture that I've taken with me right here, these are the best, highest quality foods that you can eat that has a lot of potassium in them. And the most common ones that I would recommend for you to eat is ribeye fillet, potatoes, and the bananas. Those are just so healthy, and they have a lot of potassium as well. Like obviously turkey breast and salmon is also great options, but it's just if I had to choose, right? But what you don't want to do is don't eat too much of it. Don't go to the complete different side. So now you only eat things with potassium. That will be unhealthy. I just want you to think about increasing the amount of potassium that you eat throughout the day with like 20-30%, around that number. And then there's sodium. So sodium is basically things like salt, and it's processed food, sugar, all of these unhealthy things that we don't want to. Of course, salt can be good because it has some electrolytes. If you're, for example, exercising a lot, right? It can be healthy, but you don't want to overeat it. So basically, if you reduce the amount of sodium that you eat and you increase the amount of potassium, your body will naturally just wash out all the fluid inside of you. So you literally will get rid of all the water weight that you have in your face. So that's the first action step, but that may not be enough. And the reason for why it won't be enough is because you're probably eating too many carbohydrates, basically just carbs, right? So a lot of the bodybuilders in the bodybuilding niche, of course, they're telling you to eat a lot of carbs because it's good for bulking, gaining more muscle. And fair enough, that's true. However, it's not good if you want to have more of a physical appearance, like a better physical appearance. If you want to maximize your looks, you want to kind of cut out a lot of your carbs. You still want to have some, but you want to cut out most of them because it's making you hold on to more water weight as well. That's why cultures like Asia and India, they're always so puffy in their face because they're eating so much rice and etc. It's making them look puffy. So now let's go to the last step number 3, which is honestly one of the most important things that you can do for your looks, because it is fixing an asymmetrical face. So if you take a look at the screen right now, there's a picture of something called the masseter muscle. This is the masseter muscle, basically the chewing muscle. That's what it is if you translate the word. So basically, if you haven't been developed your masseter muscles properly and you have been chewing incorrectly your whole entire life, you will have the following bad traits. First of all, you will have a more feminine appeal, because if you take a look on my left side picture here, you can see I don't have any width on my jawline on the side, which makes my face more narrow. And when your face becomes more narrow, that's a feminine feature which will make you more feminine, and it will not make you as attractive as you could possibly be, like how I have gotten on the right side here. As you can clearly see, my masseter muscles is such a huge difference. I'm literally not even like, you know, what is it called? I'm not even biting my cheeks here. It's literally just the natural position of my cheeks. Sure enough, the lighting is pretty good, but still, the point is I'm not even like biting. The second thing is that I hear so much beef on the internet saying that you just need more bone mass. And sure, it can help, but it's not really the biggest problem. The reason why people feel like they don't have a lot of bone mass is usually because they haven't been developing masseter muscles. Because as I said, if you haven't been developing your masseter muscles, you will have a more narrow frame. And if you build them up, you will have a wider frame. Like, whoa, what a surprise, right? So you just need to train your masseter muscles some more to get that feeling of more bone mass. And the third thing, which is the most important thing, is an asymmetrical face. You probably have an asymmetrical face because one of your masseter muscles is more developed than the other one. You can easily imagine if this side is more developed than this one, your face will start to tilt more to that side, which will fuck up your whole entire posture of your body and your face, which will make you asymmetrical. So the quick action step that you just need to do in order to fix this is simply just chew harder food. Because when you chew harder food, you will actually start to train your masseter muscles. But you will also need to learn to spot the difference. So when you have spotted which muscle is bigger than the other one, that's when you just need to train your weaker side 70% more than your weaker side. So chew 70% on your weaker side and chew 30% on your stronger side until they become equally big and strong. And that's when you start to chew naturally, which is just basically like this. Up and down, no from side to side to side. You basically just want to go up and down with your mouth closed. You don't want to be munching, because if you're munching, you're not engaging your muscles the correct way. And the last bonus tip that I want to give you when you're chewing is to think about mewing as well. I call it chew mew. So basically, chew mew is just where you're chewing, but you're thinking about mewing in the same time. So you're trying to put your tongue upwards against the food that you're eating. If you really try to just do that, trust me, you will feel the biggest burn in your whole entire face. It's such a powerful method that you can do. So now that we are at the end of this video, I really want to say thank you for watching this far. I really want you to take a moment and think about how productive you have been. Think about how many other different things that you could have been doing, like scrolling on TikTok. You could literally, not even joke, you could have been masturbating right now. Why aren't you masturbating? Because you are trying to educate yourself, you're trying to learn, you're trying to become more attractive so you can attract the girl of your dream, because you know that this is the correct way to do so. You know how it feels to be ugly. It's not doing anything beneficial for you. Fuck the black pillars who says that you can't change your face. You can't do anything to change your face. It's like the fucking Matrix. Don't be fucking tricked by the Matrix, right? You just wanna listen here, like you just want to do the things that I'm telling you to do, because this is exactly what changed my face naturally in just 8 months. You can do the same thing as well. Don't believe the propaganda that's out there. You can absolutely do something to change your looks, and you should be excited for that. That is exactly why you should join my channel, so you can learn from me, so you can improve your looks naturally. If you want to keep on learning, then have a look at this video over here. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day, bro. Mwah! Oh, and by the way, if you've been feeling stuck with your face or your genetics for a while, then feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram. Currently, I'm only taking free spots on for a 3-month coaching, where I personally guide you through exactly what I did to get this 8-month transformation. The price is currently the lowest that it will ever be, but as soon as the free spots are filled, I will increase the price. So if you want me to help you transform your face and become the most attractive version of yourself, then you simply just need to do 2 things. First of all, you need to go out and follow me. Second of all, just send me a DM with the message transform and I will reach back to you as soon as possible. The link of my Instagram will be in the top link of the bio. I will be looking forward to seeing you inside of there. See you.